Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our dealership, NG Supercars. And let me tell you, it's kind of a full house. We pretty much are at capacity. We do have some cars going in and out this week, so hopefully that will help us out and clear up some space so we can get some more cool cars for you guys. But basically, we're gonna bring you along as we run our business, buy and sell cars, work on cars, and do all sorts of cool stuff. So it should be pretty fun. If you like this sort of stuff, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We could use that. We just passed 100,000 subscribers, so thank you. That is because of all of you, so we really, truly appreciate that. That's pretty amazing. You can also support us by going to normalguysupercar.com. That is our parts and services website, and ngsupercars.com, our dealership website. Let me tell you what we got going on this week, and actually I'm going to start off with, on Friday of last week, I wasn't recording anything because I generally don't on Fridays, and let me tell you, that was one of those days where all sorts of dumb little things went wrong in a very short period of time, and it was just driving me absolutely nuts. It's like one thing after another. So first of all, I was wrapping up the week by doing a review of our friend Greg's Alpha, and everything seemed to be going fine. Admittedly, I got it really dirty because one of the roads that I was driving on was under construction, which it wasn't last time I drove that road, which was like a week ago. Sorry about that, Greg. But we get back from driving it, and one of the exhaust tips rattled off. So I don't know if we just didn't tighten enough or if the bolt was bad or something. Probably our fault. Anyway, I ordered him a new exhaust tip. I feel awful. Here he is all excited that we put on this new exhaust for him and got him all set up, and then the exhaust tip rattles off. Awesome. So then I'm like, well, this sucks. And literally as I'm walking back to the front door after parking his Alpha, this happens. Yeah. The door handle for our door just disintegrated. It just totally just self-destructed. Here it is. This piece right here broke and stopped working. So I had to order a new one of those, and I had to take the door handle off the door so we could actually get in and out of the buildings. The good news is the deadbolt still works, so at least we could still lock the thing. And of course the alarms are all still functioning, but it's just like, you know, what the hell? Just stupid crap, right? And I know I'm forgetting something. There's something else that happened. Obviously, these were not like big things, but they were just annoyances, just stupid crap. Where you're like, man, no. Oh, that's what it was. So I was actually going to take the coaster bus to go pick up Nick and his buddies and take them to this event that we were going to Friday night. So I get out there and you know, admittedly, we haven't driven the coaster bus in probably 2 or 3. Actually, we haven't driven it basically since the floods. So there's a reasonable probability that the battery's dead. Well, battery's dead. Okay, no big deal. Let's jump the thing and whatever. No, you can't do that because it's 24 volts, not 12. So the batteries are ran in series, and so first of all, just finding out where the batteries were on the coaster bus is actually kind of interesting. I had no clue where they were, and I had to search around, and I eventually found them. It took like a half hour. And then, of course, I couldn't just jump the thing, or I couldn't put like charge packs on it, so I had to charge the battery. I had to basically disconnect them from being in series so that they're individual, because I don't have a 24 volt charger. And then I had to take and charge them up separately. I'm supposed to be picking them up at like, let's just say 7 o'clock. And it's already like 6 something when I'm trying to do this, so there's no way I'm gonna be on time. Anyway, I got it started. It was so funny. You're trying to do something, you're hustling, you try it a few times, it doesn't work, and you're like, you know what? I have a backup plan. My backup plan was to hook up the tow straps from my truck to the bus, and we'll pull it with the truck and just do a gear start where you just put it in gear, drop the clutch, and then it should crank over the engine and run, because it had a tiny bit of juice in the battery. It's just not enough to crank it. Well, I hooked up the tow strap, got that all set up, was just about to do it, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just try cranking it one more time, and then starts, of course. Oh man, the joys of owning stupid crap. Really quick run through of the status of everything in the shop. So we've got the Roma, we did the oil change, need to reset the computers, it should be going out the door after that. Got the 458 Spider, the exhaust for this has arrived, so we need to get that on a lift and start working on that car. That 458, oh, what were we doing with it? Oh, you know what? Nothing. Our friend Jay is supposed to take care of the headliner. There was some reason we were putting it by the lift. It'll come to me in a minute. This car got a deposit, waiting on that deal to either come through or not. We're supposed to know in the next few days. This car is a customer's car. We raised it an inch or so. We need to adjust the clutch or replace the clutch master cylinder. I need to talk to Makina about that. This car is sold, just waiting for transport. This car we're gonna be playing with Nick today. So Nick from Autotech Nick. We're gonna properly dial in the cam, so that should be really interesting. That will be in another video. This car is sold, just waiting to send it off to get a conversion. As soon as our other car is done being converted, this one will get converted. My old 458 is back. We're sending out the wheels to get new tires, and then we're gonna take off the rear shocks and get those rebuilt and fix. It's got a check engine light. Charger is going off to Mecum. 458 got a deal. I'm flying out to go look at it a week from tomorrow. No news on the Porsche, no news on the TTS. Nothing's happening with Scott's car, and this car is going out the door a week from Thursday, I think. So there you go. There is the quick version of everything going on in the shop. And I'm gonna do a few things before Nick gets here this afternoon. Well, he's getting here in about an hour. We're working on this. So I need to shuffle the cars because we need that car on a lift. And then that 458, I guess we'll probably have to go on that lift in order to get work done. Or maybe I'll put it on that lift. I don't know. I think I'll put it on that lift. There you go. Wow, lots of stuff going on. Busy day. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. We're gonna get some shit done. It's gonna be great. So, yeah, we'll see you guys in a minute. Alrighty, moved around all the cars so that they're in the places we need. So we'll be working on this guy. We're gonna be doing the cam timing. So we got the valve covers off, you can see. And oh shoot, I haven't had time to clean up the heads. Shit. Always run out of time, right? That car, we're gonna be doing the exhaust. So I need to get the exhaust over here. We'll be installing that over the next day or 2 or 3 or 4, who knows. That car, Jay is supposed to be here in, I just remembered, Jay is coming. He's gonna be doing the headliner. So we need to get that done. And then we still need to put the fender liners back where they belong since someone screwed that up. So we'll get that taken care of. So Jay will take care of the car while it's on the ground. Then we'll have to put it on a lift, get the wheels off. Yeah, and I need to get some battery tenders plugged in because a couple of the cars had a little bit of difficulty starting. Everything started, but you know, it was like slow cranks. I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah, we don't want that. Let me get these cars on battery tenders so that we don't have any dead batteries, because that is always super annoying. All right, and my phone is exploding, so I gotta check on what's going on. Never ends, right? Man, we got a lot of stuff going on. So next week is Mecum week, so I'm also trying to deal with that, making sure all the Charger and my GT40 are all set. So we'll have to be bringing those in to detail the ever-living crap out of them late this week, so we'll be doing that. It's gonna be a busy week. I can tell it, I can feel it. All right, I have my furniture finally. So I have 2 desk/filing cabinets that I'm going to be assembling. I'd like to do it today so I can start organizing, because that's one of the things that's been killing me is I still have just crap everywhere from the flood. It just never got organized because we knew we were going to have to move it like 8 times. So my office is still, oh, sorry about the lighting, yeah, it's scattered. I'm going to put some of those 2 desks back there so I can actually, like, you know, organize stuff. And Nick is here now, so he is getting all set up so that we can film showing how to do the cams on this thing and get them dialed in. So that's gonna be pretty neat. He's getting all the tools ready, and they'll of course be in this other video, so stay tuned for that. It'll be pretty cool. See, I told you, he's here again. I can't get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm here for a few more days.
Oh man, I am excited to see this. Also, at the same time, I don't really, like, oh god, leaning over the sides and stuff of this car. It doesn't look very comfortable.
Yeah, the setup's not great, but once you get through the procedure, it's not too bad.
Yeah. All right, YouTube, it is, I don't know, sometime later in the day. Oh my god, it's almost 4 o'clock. Alan's working on the IPE exhaust install on that 458, and Nick is working on getting the cams dialed in on the 360. And I'm filming him on that. So again, that's gonna be the other video. It's gonna be pretty cool, I have to say. I love learning this stuff. It's always very fascinating to me. So I'm just asking him questions and being your voice, as I'm sure a lot of people would love to ask him questions while he's trying to concentrate and interrupt him. And I could just be as annoying as possible. It's great. This is wonderful. Other than that, it's kind of actually a quiet day for the shop. Not too many phone calls, not too many interruptions. It's kind of chill. Although I have a pile of emails waiting for me as soon as we're done with this. That's usually how it is, though. Also, I started working on cabinet/desk thing. Oh yeah, look at this. Nice. Look at that. That's just like the drawer section, so we can actually have our filing cabinets, and then it's gonna have like a section that sits on top. So yeah, I'm so excited to see that and actually have organization. All right, YouTube, it's the end of the day, close to 6. Nick is taking his buddy back to the airport, so we're gonna continue working on that. Again, in the other video, just packed all the cars in for the night. Looks like Alan made pretty good progress on the 458 exhaust. I can already see the headers laying on the ground, so that's a good sign. Those things are usually the worst part. I still have to build my cabinet or my desk things. We didn't get a chance to do that today. Did do some more computer stuff here and there, but we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and we'll keep working on that and some other stuff. So should be pretty fun.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube. It's, hold on, Tuesday. Okay, sorry, I had to think for a second there. We are going to keep working on the 360, so that's going to be in the other video. So that's primarily our goal for the day. So I'll admit, there's not going to be a whole lot of vlogging going on today. I'll try and keep you up to date. Deal with this car has a weird situation going on. So originally, he gave us a deposit, and then he was trying to sell a Porsche 911 Cabriolet, no, Targa. A 911 Targa something. He had a deal for it, and the deal fell through. So then he was asking, hey, can you give me some more time? I said, sure. We gave him a little more time, and then they kind of gave up on that, and they said, can you take it in on trade? And so now, we're gonna probably take it in on trade, so now I need to go fly out and go look at the Porsche, because that's just kind of our policy. Any car that we're buying, we're gonna go look at. I should say, like, if it's over a certain amount of money, because, you know, if it's like a, I don't know, like some $20,000 car, we might not. But anything that's, you know, 6 figures or more, we're definitely gonna take and spend the, you know, $500 to $1,000 or whatever it costs to go fly out and look at the car before we actually buy it, because it's cheap insurance in our opinions. We've just had too many cars that we've passed on now to make it not worth that time. So I'm trying to work out a time to go fly out and look at it. And the problem is next week is Mecum. This week is just kind of shit because it's too much stuff going on. So that's 2 weeks, like, you know, this week and next week I probably can't go. So it's probably gonna be the week after that. This is my life now. I fly around and look at cars, and then that's pretty much my life. It's actually kind of strange. I'll keep you up to date if anything else changes, but let's wrench on this 360. All right, YouTube. Excitement for the day. Nick and I were working on the 360. Just doing our thing, making progress, and we decided to grab some lunch. And we've got my old 458 here at the shop, and we're trying to get it on the quick jacks, which, you know, our old quick jack pump died in the flood. It got water in it and it shorted out and it was dead. So we got a new pump from Quick Jack, and then today we got the new little quick connectors. Well, we were trying to get this car up on the quick jacks, and yeah, I'm sure you can see that it's at a slight angle. For some reason, one quick jack went up and then hit the locks, and the other quick jack did not hit the locks, and then it just bled down and it could not be stopped. So it's just going on its own. So we are in crisis mode of try to save this car from flopping around.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, so crisis is mid-aversion. At least we went from having like, oh shit, this is scary, to the car is stable. So we got the quick jacks working. Turns out the solenoid to let the car down was stuck open. So somehow when it was going up, it must have popped the solenoid open and it just stuck open. That's why it just kind of bled down. That was fun. At least it wasn't our fault or operator error or any of that. It just was just shit luck with a bad part. And the funny thing is, that's a brand new pump and a brand new solenoid. So I'm gonna have to call Quick Jacks and be like, yo bros, that was not cool. that was almost a code brown.
Code brown. Excuse me.
Okay, YouTube, we've been hustling on this thing. So we got all the timing dialed in. Surprisingly, none of them were off that dramatically, but the timing marks were really far off. So you'll see that in the other video. It was pretty interesting to see just how far off those timing marks can be. We're trying to get this at least to a point where we can start it today, can just verify it, like that part of the job is done, and then we can always wrap this up another day when Nick's not here, and not have to waste his time. So that's the goal of the day. We're kind of hustling. We gotta get the A-frame in still and reconnect all this shit, but I bet we can have it done in, I don't know, about an hour and a half. Alan had some interesting fun with my old car. The suspension, we're gonna send it out to get the rear shocks rebuilt, and oh boy, one of those shocks is just totally, like, it's bad. Actually, both of them are pretty much screwed. In different ways though, totally different ways. And one of the bolts was completely messed up, so we're gonna have to replace that bolt. It's turning into a little bit more of a pain in the ass job than expected, which sucks. So that's kind of where we're at for today. We'll see if we can get this thing at least running the next hour or two. Okay, YouTube, we stayed pretty late. It's like 7:45 and it runs amazing. It is shocking how good and responsive it is now. I can't wait to hear the customer, first time he drives it, he's gonna be so damn happy with that. I am really, really pleased. Nick killed it with my help. He couldn't have done it alone. Well, anyway, that's kind of it for today. We're here really late. We just had a celebratory beer and we're gonna go home, and then tomorrow we're gonna do some other stuff, work on that car a little bit, my old 458, and do some other shit. So like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget, subscribe to Nick's channel, Autotech Nick. He needs to hit 25,000 this year. I mean, it's gotta happen, right?
It's a big push.
It is, but it's gonna happen.
Big push.
I think it can happen. Make it happen. It's on you. And then we need to hit like 200,000 in hopefully less than 9 years. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday, and Nick should be here shortly, and we basically have the 360 to a point where he no longer needs to help us. So basically, we're just gonna put the interior back in, the under panels, take it for a test drive, all that stuff. And it's done, finally. So this thing is effectively all set. So we ran it last night. It runs great. We do need to just do some test drives and see how it's running and all that stuff. Confidence is reasonably high that it's done.
I'm fooling y'all, man. I was fooling y'all. Those was jokes.
Waiting on some gaskets for the 458. Unfortunately, we've just been so busy that I totally forgot to order the manifold gaskets, the header gaskets. Should be here hopefully tomorrow, and then so we can probably have that car wrapped up this week. So unfortunately, that kind of puts that car on pause. This car, again, I have a deal to go look at a Porsche 911 Targa on trade for it. Won't be doing that until November 4th. This car is just gonna be sitting here chilling for a little bit. In the meantime, if we have the space and availability, we're going to convert it, because that's what their plan is. They want it converted. This car needs to go back to Makina. They're going to replace the clutch master cylinder. Maybe if we have time today, if not, probably tomorrow. We'll just drive it over there. It shouldn't take them very long. This car just waiting to get shipped out. Roma waiting to get shipped out. My old 458, we took off the shocks yesterday. Those need to get shipped out and rebuilt. That's gonna take a little while, probably 2 weeks. So it's just gonna sit there. 360, again, waiting to get converted. 458, we need to get the fender liners put back in properly. I have multiple interested people on this car, so we're just kind of waiting on one of them to commit. So I think we'll have it sold in the next day or two, or at least have a contract and stuff. Jay was out here yesterday. He redid the headliner and the A-pillars. It turns out the A-pillars had some bubbling Ferrari problems, I know. So he took care of that stuff. It looks phenomenal. Mecum car, waiting on me to fly out and go look at that car next week on Tuesday for the black car. Should be getting a 430 on trade. No offers, no offers. Scott's old car, we should be working on it soon. And of course, the GT 500 is waiting for someone to come grab it, I believe on Thursday of next week, so a week from tomorrow. So that is the status of everything. Josh is back from vacation, should be in probably tomorrow. I don't know if he's coming in today. And I still need to build my desk and stuff. There's still just a ton of crap to do. It's just still busy as hell. Let me tell you, it's been nonstop. It's been fascinatingly busy just trying to keep up with the workload. So I have a bunch of emails and stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and get some computer stuff done before Nick gets here. Try and get some emails out, see if I can't wrap up the deal on the 458. Hopefully get that thing sold. It'd be lovely to see it go to someone who's gonna take good care of it, because it's a really good car. It's a very good example. Super clean. Definitely in the upper end of clean cars we've had in the shop. All right, let me see what I can get done in the next I don't know, 30, 40 minutes before Nick gets here. All right, YouTube, so we did the oil change and stuff on this Roma a few days ago, and our computer won't talk to this, so we're gonna try his computer. So he's got the bigger computer that's way more expensive,
Yes.
like 27 times more expensive.
Yes. But I don't remember if I bought
The
Roma software
yeah.
for it or not.
So you have to pay per car, or is it generation?
It's really like a la carte, so you can pretty much get any software package you want. There's a
Really?
basic software package it comes with for Ferrari.
Okay.
And then if you want additional models, it's more. And I remember the reason why I don't know I got Roma, if I have Roma software, is because I said I need everything up to 296 essentially. So Roma is before that. But I didn't like specifically say,
Roma.
give me Roma. So we're gonna find out.
Roma! I saw
see
it
it?
right there.
Got it. So I have Roma software.
Yay! We'll see if it can do what we need. We just need to have it reset the oil service life indicator, which hilariously was still at like 200 and something 90 days. So he had us change the oil, and I think the oil just got changed. He's got really, really clean oil. Oh, it's only got 527 miles. Sorry, I kept saying 560, 527.
I'm just running through scanning everything
Yeah,
because I'm seizing the opportunity and
testing it out. Might as well see
take the
take
tester
it-
for a test drive.
Yeah, right. Arrow wings. It's got
Yeah.
the little.
Well, the NAM is like they added a separate module that controls all the aerodynamics in the cars. So that started, I think, with the Speciales when they started doing that.
Oh, the front.
and the
little-
rear, like the DRS and the rear.
Oh, yeah.
And then it also plays into the side slip control.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
It's just kind of was getting to the point to where like the ABS and
There's a
the
lot.
other control units couldn't control everything that they're doing. So then they added in a new module.
42 modules? These newer cars get really complicated.
Yeah. The real thing about the newer cars is it's all networked. So there's a lot, it's all, for the most part, all CAN communication. There's a lot of shared information over the CAN. So hardwired sensor to your engine control unit could have an effect on your ABS, but it doesn't like show a fault in your engine computer, but the ABS sees something it doesn't like because it doesn't like the signal. It's really, so it makes diagnosing the car weird because you have to understand and decipher the fault code and description. Then really if that module, like you'll have a fault in a module and it's not sensor or component that's wired to that module that's causing that problem. So like if you start chasing that module, it's not really the problem, it's just kind of reporting.
Right. The ABS module is reporting an error, but it actually is from this other system over there.
Yeah, when you get faults from information that is broadcast on the CAN bus, it gets complicated.
Speaking of, no, I know it's just scanning.
See, that's a great description right there. Right there.
Yeah, just
Mantino.
That's helpful.
And that's not specific to this tester. The factory testers are
Yeah.
of equal quality.
Heater undervolt. Yeah, battery died.
Yeah, this is all. So this is all essentially.
Yeah, the car's been sitting so long, it definitely had a battery die at some point.
Power steering it.
All right, doing the reset.
Yep. So we got our reset here in our cluster.
Yay.
Run it through. But I need the verify our
The date.
time and date.
Yeah. I totally missed the money shot. We were messing around trying to find out the date. And then he's like, I wonder if oh, and it just reset. So it's reset. So if you go, where is that button? There it is. Service. Hello. There. Yay, service. 1,250 or 12,500 miles, 365 days. Yay.
So we got it. It's like I said, I only had limited experience with Romas
Yeah.
at the dealership. They're just
It's a little bit wonky.
they're out for a little bit, but obviously they're brand new, so there wasn't a whole lot that I had to do with them.
This interface thing is
I never really latched onto that. So
no. I don't mind it here. I mean, like, this is pretty
It's-
intuitive, but it's still kind of
it's redundant though, because you have
Yeah,
nearly the
same-
same thing in the cluster and then to the side.
not in love with it.
I'm not a big technology and car kind of guy, honestly. I really am not. The less technology in a car, the better for me.
I'm with you, man.
It's when I first started, I was always gravitated to the newest cars, the latest and greatest, and then as I worked on them and dealt with everything and experienced all ranges of cars, interest in cars went backwards.
You know what I don't like is the removal of buttons.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That drives me nuts. I don't want to have to navigate to a screen to do something that can be accomplished with a single touch of a button.
As a mechanic that's working on cars nonstop, you always have to turn off the climate control. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is not going through 5 menus to shut it off while I have the car in the shop and just not being able to
Yeah. Click.
click it off.
Done. Well, this thing's ready to roll again. Okay, so we're on to the next short little project as long as Nick's here and I have his brain. It's better than mine. So my old 458, you know, we're doing the shocks and stuff, and he also said that there was a check engine light. We pulled the codes, and it's got a secondary air, insufficient flow, and then it's got 2 flap. What is it?
Yeah, the flaps. So,
What are the flaps?
well, for one, in the right-hand bank, it just has secondary air, low flow.
Right.
The left-hand bank, it has secondary air, low flow, and the flaps. So the flaps,
okay.
right here on our intake manifold, those shafts.
Yes.
There's flaps that turn and change the effective length of the intake manifold.
And they're vacuum actuated,
They're
right?
vacuum actuated, so there's 2 of them are connected and actuated at the same time, 1 separate. So 3 shafts and flaps, 2
Just to make it really
vacuum
complicated.
supplies to them. The secondary air operates off of non-return valves that limit the air going into the exhaust manifolds, and those are opened up via vacuum.
Right.
So instantly, there's a vacuum. We would assume there's a vacuum problem
Because
because
it's all vacuum related.
correct, and those are
Well,
monitored obviously. So if they're
And
not
a
actuated-
secondary unspoken thing on that is I noticed that the vacuum valves, the valves for the exhaust, which are vacuum controlled, are not functioning. High indicators that we have a vacuum leak somewhere. I'm gonna guess it's the exhaust just because there's so much heat back there that those break a lot. Like the vacuum line just it touches the exhaust and melts, or just gets brittle, or it just pops off. All sorts of crap.
So this could be something as simple
Hopefully
and easy
easy.
as a little vacuum line.
I bet it's it. Well, we'll crawl under and take a peek.
Luckily, we already have the diffuser off from yesterday.
Yeah, we're already like 80% of the way there, right? All right, YouTube. So with the errors we're seeing, we think it's secondary air. Well, it's showing secondary air errors and the flaps that actuate in the intake manifold, which are vacuum actuated. So we blew smoke in it. And unfortunately, we didn't see any vacuum leaks. We did see a tiny bit of smoke coming out of the air box because basically the smoke is back feeding through the engine and then coming back out. You can actually see a little bit still smoking if I like squeeze on it a little bit. So unfortunately, there was no vacuum lines that were making obvious leaks. It's possible there's one under the panels, but we didn't pull the panels yet. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna turn on the engine, build up some vacuum, hopefully, and try and actuate those manually using the computer.
Yep.
And so open and close them, we should be able to see them actuate. And I think you can actually actuate the secondary air thing too, right?
I can. Yeah.
So we're gonna try all that.
Should be able to do the exhaust.
And the exhaust too.
Yeah.
Although it's got the override on the,
As long as you have it in the correct mode. the
yeah,
factory
it's,
setting.
yeah, the factory mode, I think it is. So we'll try and do all these things, see if we can get it to determine what's going on, because it's possible that we have 2 separate problems that just happen to be vacuum system, or we have a vacuum system issue.
Yeah, 458s have a lot of vacuum problems, so this is all pretty typical. You can see actually on the shafts for the valves and the intake, I actually put a Sharpie mark on all 3 of them. That makes it really easy to see if they're rotating when we go to actuate them.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, we'll just wipe it off with brake clean.
Yep.
So that's actually pretty common. If you see a lot of 458s, you might actually just see those marks existing on them. And that's why those marks are there. There's a lot of problems with those linkages underneath the manifold. It's like a solid Heim joint, and the linkages get frozen up and jammed up, and then that prevents things from working. So that's like a mechanical bind issue. But it was set kind of the same faults. The computer doesn't know what's the cause. There's solenoids under there, so there could be electrical supply issues to the solenoid. Then there's the vacuum supply to it as well. There's also a whole separate slew of problems you can have with your secondary air valves, plugging ports in the heads, the vacuum line to the valve, bad valve itself. A lot of things, but this one's a little suspicious that virtually everything vacuum operated is not working.
Yeah, 3 non-functioning vacuum related things.
Yeah, so kind of trying to steer our diagnosis towards items that are concentrated or related to that. But it's easy enough to fire the car up and just try to actuate our valves and see if they're actually moving or not. Because if they're moving and they're slow, maybe we have a frozen linkage, or we have partial vacuum, which is common. You have a small hole in a line. There's a lot of metal vacuum lines that run on these cars, and they tend to fracture and break.
Yeah.
So there's things that where it could have a crack, and then you have vacuum, but you don't have full vacuum. So it's just, we need to go through and see kind of how things are working and responding.
Let's fire this puppy up. Okay, YouTube, we are going to fire up the 458 to generate some vacuum, and then we're going to actuate some stuff. working, the rear one is?
Yeah.
Interesting. We still don't know about the secondary air.
Yeah, we can't really check that with the car running.
Yeah.
And really, is what I would want to check is do I have vacuum at the valve?
Yeah.
So we'd have to pull these panels.
Right, right. Well, we can also verify that the exhaust valves are not working. I got the remote for the valves for the exhaust. You can hear it is working. Interesting. So we do have vacuum, so we might not have a vacuum leak. It might be something else. Well, crap. So our initial assumption is wrong.
That's not crap. You
Well-
got new data. You verified things,
Yeah, but I liked when we had a path. Now we don't have the clear path we used to have.
but the path was based on just loose information. Now we have more.
Yeah, the rear flap
Flap.
in the intake works. The front two do not.
Mhm.
The valves are working now.
Correct.
I don't know why it wasn't working yesterday, but they're working now. And we don't know about the secondary air yet.
The secondary air, I would want to pull these side panels, put a vacuum gauge on the vacuum supply of the secondary valves, and see if they're getting vacuum.
Yeah.
That's where I'd check there, because like I said, there's issues with the ports and the cylinder heads getting plugged.
Yeah.
And then that causes the same secondary air issue. For the intake manifold I talked about earlier, those Heim
They bind
joints,
up.
they bind. So like that could be the issue, and it could not be vacuum related at all, because we have obviously one of them's working, so we have vacuum. The valves are working, so we smoke tested it. We had no leaks.
No leaks.
So that's what I'm saying. We kind of have to reshift what we were thinking, reevaluate.
Yeah. The crappy thing is those secondary air things, not only can they get just clogged up, the solenoids themselves also are pretty common to fail.
Yeah, and it's tough to diagnose because a lot of it's temperature or humidity related. You can't catch it in the act. It's hard to verify if that valve's actually working correctly. They're kind of a pain, but all you can do is you can check and put a vacuum gauge onto the solenoid. Do I have vacuum supply there? When I open the valve, is the solenoid valve allowing vacuum to go in and out? If that side of it's working, then you have to look at the physical valve and then the ports and the heads, but that's obviously not easy because you have to pull the headers off. But I have had several, it's more so on California's, that we had to go through and run a drill bit through the ports to open them back up. But we did have it on some 458s. We kind of got right now, the way I'm looking at it, it's two separate problems. You have your flap and your secondary air valves. So now that we have one flap working, we have vacuum supply and the exhaust works, I'm no longer viewing it as one, I'm viewing it as two separate ones.
Yeah.
In the valve, you can sometimes get under there and see if you can move it with your hands on the intake manifold.
Yeah, you'd probably have to reach in from the front.
It's gonna be hard with the car in this
this position.
Go jacks. Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't really want to be leaning on the car too much with it up in the air like this. It could be a vacuum supply on the bottom of the manifold or something. Like I said, it's you just have to break down the system in the I always say the control side and actuation side. So is the control side controlling it? And if it is, then look on the actuation side and see if it's actuating because it's being told to actuate, or is it not being told and it's not working? So you just kind of divide it into those two.
Crap. Okay.
More diagnosis needed.
Yes. Shoot. We'll continue on. All right, so Nick is actuating the front two, and he's a manual push on it.
I'm only giving it just a little bit of force. And it opens up. So it's running a cycle, so it's opening and closing them, but it won't run that cycle unless I help it.
Yeah, I can hear it click.
Yeah. And then I won't help it.
Yeah.
You can actually look carefully, you saw that shaft kind of wiggle.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so there's probably a bedding.
they're bound up.
Yeah, because I operated it before we fired the car up, and they were stiff, as opposed to the rear one back here.
Yeah, the rear one was loose.
Yeah, so I would definitely take a look at those Heim joints that connect those two together.
Shoot.
12 seconds later.
So Nick got a PPI job on the car we're selling, so I'm not going to influence him at all. I'm gonna stay 6 feet away from him at all times for the next, I don't know however long.
Yeah, we can't talk anymore.
I don't like you.
We're not on speaking terms.
Who are you? Why are you in my shop? So I want to make sure it's, an independent whatever. So I am going to just hide in my office for a little while, work on some paperwork while he's doing that. That was kind of funny though, because the guy wanted a PPI and Nick just happened to be here, and I'm like, well, Nick's here. You could use him as a PPI. I need to do some quoting on some parts and labor and stuff for that. All right, Nick finished up the PPI on this. I actually have no idea what the PPI results are. The only thing he was willing to tell me is he did say that he would recommend buying it, but that's it. I don't know what all he showed me or showed the customer what's wrong with the car. There's some stuff I know that's like minorly wrong with the car, so I think it'll probably line up, but that's part of the PPI thing is I didn't pay for it, so I don't get access to it. And both he and I are trying to be as ethical as possible and adhere to that. So that's just how you should properly run a business. Anyway, so now we're moving outside. Oh God, it's bright. Oh, jeez. Hi. What are we doing now?
We're seeing if we can figure out what's going on with Josh's car here.
Josh's poor 458.
This is the last thing.
I know, the last issue from the flood that's remaining. If it can be fixed, then your car is...
Well, after I put the new suspension on, it'll be
that too.
it'll be perfect.
That's right. You're running the Chinese cheapo
I have
shocks.
the Chinese shocks on it right now.
And it's kind of floaty.
They work okay. It's a little bouncy.
Yeah, we tried the Chinese stuff and it's not... We don't
I
recommend
mean,
it.
I didn't expect anything, but I was really curious. It's like, okay, if I have to replace them once a year,
It's still cheaper.
because the labor's free, I can do it myself. But the problem is a factory shock. I think is like $3,000 a piece.
3.5.
3.5 a piece. Whereas these were $400 for all four.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what do I have to lose? So like some labor.
I mean, honestly, having them around as spares for when cars come in
Yeah.
with blown shocks is not a terrible thing, because
Yeah.
then you could swap them out.
It
and
still drives fine. I put lowering springs on it, and it was just like, no, thank you.
Oh, what's it got? Real bouncy.
Yeah, it's super bouncy.
Nice. Well, we have a module that's not talking, right?
You have a car that's not talking, so
Uh-oh.
Oh, was it?
What happened?
fixed it.
God damn it!
You're too busy
I
not
was
paying
chatting.
attention.
I was chatting with
I
Josh.
didn't think it was going to be that.
By the way,
I thought I was going to be.
Josh is the manual.
Hispanic,
Yeah,
Josh
umbrella
is
guy.
helping me out.
Josh is
Which
being the
means
manual umbrella.
You're busy just gabbing away. I'm fixing his car.
The only one doing real work. What was it?
So I just went in. It had a few unusual errors, but nothing that was really that I was worried about. And
Yeah.
from what Josh was telling me from the module he replaced, I figured it was the best shot to do a proxy alignment.
On that module?
Nope, the whole car.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it basically pulls the proxy, which is basically like the vehicle configuration,
Yeah.
out of the NBC, which is the body computer, and it rebroadcasts that to
Yeah,
all the modules over the
So
CAN.
does it store the data from all the modules in that one module?
For your car, yes. You can
Okay.
rewrite proxies, but I can't. I can put a new proxy in your car, but I need someone to rewrite me the file. So normally you would get that from FNA, but that's the beauty of this tool, is where I can talk to the manufacturer of the tool. They can create the proxy that I need. They can send it to me, and then I can load
that's
proxies
cool.
in the cars
So basically, you just pulled the info out that it had previously
in your
and rewrote
NBC. And I was just hopeful that that was going to work for us.
Did you ever do a proxy alignment with the
it.
launch?
Yeah, but it didn't do anything.
Oh.
I tried it like multiple times.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of those things I think where this tool, its
It's a little more
capability.
powerful.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, that's badass. Cool, my car's fixed.
Yeah.
Holy
So-
shit.
It wasn't affecting the way it drove. It just was annoying.
That is
Yeah.
the last, other than Scott's car, shit
Yeah.
to deal with from the
I gotta
flood.
put window washers.
It's basically just saying that the car wasn't happy. That's one of the ECUs it saw. The ECU had mismatching information from the NBC.
It was definitely the park distance one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
You
Wow.
need washer fluid though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I had the bumper off the other day and I had to drain it out.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
never put it back in.
That's badass. Nice. Thanks, Nick.
Absolutely.
Wow. We're getting all sorts of shit done today.
I gotta ask for
a good
your
day.
opinion
Uh-oh.
on the wheels because I'm still torn. I don't know if I want to. Because so the deal is one of the cars inside. He wants us to powder coat his wheels gloss black, but he's got the diamond cut wheels, and I really like those wheels. But I'm not sure if I'd like them on this car because of the black roof. So I was thinking of switching them because the black is kind of.
No, I like the diamond cut.
I like the diamond cut, but you've got, it's going to be like 4 colors on the outside of this car now.
Put 2 on one side and go back. No, I'm
Just
saying
do one and
compare.
one.
You can put
Yeah,
them on
yeah,
one
yeah,
side
yeah.
and look. Then you can go to the other side.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah,
just
just
for comparison.
swap
That's
them
not a
up.
bad idea.
You
Actually.
Just to see how it looks.
Yeah. And
Maybe I'll do that. Yeah.
Because then it's like an immediate.
Well, you voted diamond cut, and everybody I've asked has said diamond cut,
I
except you.
They're
I
all
always-
wrong.
I always have a hard time getting rid of a diamond cut wheel.
They are pretty.
It's like I feel.
I know.
Bad
I
if you,
look
like,
at them
paint or
inside,
powder
and I'm
coat
like, I don't want those wheels to get painted. That would be terrible. And this car originally came from the factory with those diamond cut wheels,
And they already got painted.
and somebody painted it.
Yeah. I know those are the best looking wheel on the 458.
Yeah.
But I think with the black roof, I would go black wheels. That's just me. If you didn't have the black roof, definitely
Should
not.
they be gloss black though, or matte black?
Yes, gloss, because it should match the roof. That's the only flaw with it. They did matte wheels, which is a little weird, but
I will tell you what you do need, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves.
What's that?
Black wheels do not get chrome lug nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I totally agree.
I agree.
No, switch. Yeah.
I agree.
ah!
That's another reason I'm like, if I put those on, I don't have to think about that anymore because the chrome lug nuts do annoy me. It's the only
Well-
chrome thing on the car.
We'll just get the proper black ones.
It's got spacers on it, then I gotta get the extended ones.
Are they all the way through lugs?
The back ones aren't, the front ones.
Oh, okay. No. he's trying to film. I thought I'd film you filming. Nick has to go bye-bye.
I can film you filming.
It's filmception. Nick has to go bye-bye in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. So
Yeah.
we're doing our wrap-up. I will film you filming me filming you.
It's just getting weird at this
It is. All right, you go first.
What's going on?
You go first. I'll put the camera to the side. We look like such
Yep.
nerds.
point. Absolutely.
Nerds!
Get those nerds! Nerds!
No, that's fine. We can just chat. Whatever. He's got to go. It's like, oh, you got 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes, and he needs to bail.
One
Well,
take.
This is it. This is our only shot. Don't screw it up.
One take.
Well, it's been awesome having you. I have to say, I learned a lot. I'm sure you guys saw the other video with the 360. Really cool information. Dialing in the cams is very fascinating. I like that sort of stuff. I like learning about cars. It's always interesting to know what's going on and how stuff's supposed to happen. It's so worked out that you help us do some like random little weird things that were just nagging at us,
Yeah.
and we made you some money.
Made some
So-
money, yeah.
That worked out kind of perfectly because one of the things we've struggled with is people ask, "Oh, can I get a PPI?" And we, sure, absolutely, but we don't let the cars go off site for liability reasons. Number one, and number two, we've had bad experiences when cars go off site. They don't come back the same. That sucks. So they got to stay here. So people need to send their PPI person here, which is a challenge. We're kind of remote, and a lot of people don't do that. They don't offer that as a service. Well, he does.
Yeah.
So he did the PPI here, took care of that, and if in the future we have a car and you want a PPI done from a third party, he is your solution. He will come out here, take a look at the car, do a PPI. You're paying him. He's your employee or whatever you call it, your contract. I don't even see the PPI, literally. So, in fact, when he was doing the PPI, I went into my office and just worked because I'm not going to bother him.
Yeah, it got real quiet around here real quick.
I shut up.
Well, and I was busy
Yeah.
focused on getting that done.
So it worked out great. Nick's out of here. We still have more stuff tomorrow. Josh is back. He's back.
I missed all the excitement.
Dude, it's been so busy. Josh and I have this thing. We joke about that. Every time either of us is gone, everything goes nuts. Like the shop
Last
is just,
time Dan left, I think the shop looked like this, and I think when he got back, there was
was
like
like 3
7
cars.
cars gone.
Well, there literally there is 3 cars in the shop right now that aren't supposed to leave in the next week or 2. It's gonna be nuts. Dealing with the shippers is gonna be really frustrating.
Especially this one. This car is going to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. It's the first car we've exported to Costa Rica.
Yeah. Probably the only.
And it's brand new.
I know. 527 miles on this thing. Well, it's all set. It's ready to go. Yeah, you know the deal. All of them are pretty much going away. So, all right, YouTube. It's late in the day. I got one of my filing cabinets built. I still need to build the other one. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It's like almost 6 o'clock, and I've been gone a lot lately. So I'm gonna go home and spend some time with the wife and be back here tomorrow. Finish that up, and then we gotta work on a bunch of cars and stuff. So it's just, there's still a ton of crap going on here. It's always busy. So we'll see you guys in the morning tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, I totally forgot one more thing. Look what arrived. Oh yeah, it is what you think. So, we are going to have our 100,000 subscriber and stub reopening after a flood party. It's going to be Saturday, December 6th. So that's going to be the first Saturday of December. So we're going to kind of incorporate it into our monthly car meet thing. Obviously, we're going to have some barbecue and other cool stuff for you guys. So I will be creating a link. It'll be in the description below There's where you can register. We just need you to register. It's free. This is our gift back to all of you. No cost, whatever. But we do need to register just so we have an idea of how many people are coming, because there's only so much parking, and I also kind of need to know how much food to get. So we'll close out registration probably about a week prior to it. So sometime late November, just after Thanksgiving, we'll close out registration. Do need to register to come, please, and let me know how many people are coming so we have an idea of how much food and stuff, and parking and whatever we're gonna need to get. So yes, 100,000 subscriber, and a thank you to everyone who helped us get the shop back in business. So that is amazing that it's hard to believe that was only 3 months ago, and it's busy as hell. It's unbelievable. Absolutely a testament to how much you guys are amazing and have helped us out. So thank you again for the 80th time. Thank you. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Thursday, which means tonight is our Thursday Night Live at 8 p.m. Central. So join us for that. It should be pretty fun. We'll be talking about all the stuff that's been going on lately. We've been doing this for years and years. Actually, it's really fun. We got a lot of the same people, so it's kind of almost like extended version of the conversation that we have, just with more people. What is going on at the shop? Well, we're still waiting on gaskets for that 458, so it's kind of paused for the moment. This 360 just needs to be put back together, test driven, and then it's done. Maybe, assuming everything works well. He does want us to do like 1 or 2 small other things, but that shouldn't take long. Waiting on the Porsche to go check it out in 2 weeks to go for a trade-in on that car. This car needs to go to Makina to have the clutch master cylinder replaced. This car is waiting for transportation. Roma waiting for transportation. Mild 458 is waiting for the shocks and a bunch of other service that we're gonna be doing to it now. That 360 needs to get converted. This thing, we actually have a pending deal. We should know in the next few hours if it's done or not. Also, Jay took the binnacle out, and we're getting the binnacle redone because it just had some ripples in it, and the car is so close to being like almost perfect that, because nothing's perfect, but it's really close to just being very, very, very insignificant flaws, and that was the only thing left, and it's just kind of like irritating. So we'll take care of that. Then Charger's going to Mecum next week. 458, I'll be going to look at the car that's on trade for that on Tuesday, so getting closer. Nothing on the Porsche, nothing on the TTS. Scott's car is just chilling, and that thing's supposed to go away next Thursday. And if you can hear in the background, they're finally clearing out the lot next to us. So I don't know if they sold it, or if they're trying to sell it, or if they're developing it, but they're doing something to it. I saw a ton of heavy equipment out there. Great. More dust and debris and dirt and crap and... So you hear that? I don't know what they're doing. They had like tree shredders and, all that stuff, so great. Can't wait. So I'll admit, I have PTSD from the flood. This weekend we're supposed to get a pretty substantial storm. It's the first real big storm outside of that week or 2 from the flood. I'm a little bit paranoid, and I know it's like totally unfounded because we've dug the trench, we've done all this stuff, we've done all this remediation. Probability of having an event like that happen again is super, super low. But it's definitely in the back of my mind. I'm definitely like, yeah. So I don't know. I think we'll make sure that like everything's off the floor as far as like tools and stuff. I think the chances of water getting up high enough to damage cars is 0, or at least super close to 0. It just makes you like, I did buy water sensors. We've tested them multiple times. They work really well. So I'll have those set up, and if I get any alerts on my phone, I don't care what time of day or night it is, I'm coming here and just gonna babysit everything. Because my paranoia won't let me not do that now. I'm just like, no, I can't have this happen again. It's just no way. But I think that's pretty much not gonna happen. So it just like gives you a little twitch. You're like, yeah, I don't know about this. So that being said, everything else in the shop is kind of churning. It's a lot of work going on. I have to do a ton of stuff on the computer today. It is going to be one of those days. I have a bunch of things on the calendar, and I have to go to a meeting and some other crap. So I need to jump on the computer and get hustling on that stuff, because there's just a ton of stuff I gotta do. And I still have to make my cabinet and stuff. I feel like I'm always behind, And then what drives me nuts are days where I feel like I'm already behind, and at the end of the day, I'm even more behind because even more crap came in. So it's like, even though I accomplished things, I didn't even get enough to sustain the amount of crap that's coming in on a daily rate. That's how it's been lately. But we had extra stuff going on with F1 last week and Nick and everything, so it just made it more. It made it extra. It was just an extra week. All right, let's do some stuff. Hey YouTube, so one of the things we were thinking about and how to help our channel is we're gonna start doing more giveaways and stuff. So we're gonna do simple giveaways pretty frequently is what we're thinking. So in this video, if you do me a favor, go make a comment and just discuss something interesting. And if we like your comment, we're gonna choose at our own discretion. You must be subscribed, and if you comment and you're subscribed, we're gonna give you a $100 credit towards any Apex products on our website. So car washes, detailing stuff, cleaning stuff, all sorts of stuff. We have tons of Apex stuff. Yeah, as you can see, we're fans of Apex. They're made here in Texas. That's the only stuff we use now. So $100 credit on our website for use on any Apex products. Just comment in the video and subscribe. Also, you gotta like the video. So you have to like, comment, and subscribe. And if we choose you, you get $100 of Apex stuff. Awesome, huh? So we're gonna be doing that more often. Also, we're trying to venture into the world of, dear God, I say it, TikTok. So if you happen to be good at TikTok, can't even say it, TikTok, and want to help us out, we can make it worth your while. So we're debating different ideas and strategies of how to enter that space. I'll be honest, I'm too old to do TikTok.
I'm too old for this shit.
Send us an email and maybe some stuff that you've done that's related to TikTok and your channel or whatever. Anyway, something like that. So hit us up and let us know. We can see if we can make something happen. sales@normalguysupercar.com. In the meantime, I am building my cabinet / desk thingy, whatever it's called. So I got the other one in place, and I just need to build the other top part of it and then dispose of like unbelievable amounts of cardboard. All right, YouTube, we just did a bunch of stuff with the computer stuff, whatever. This car is back on the ground, trays are back on. Binnacle is supposed to be back tomorrow, so we'll get that reinstalled, and then it's all set. Buyer is just waiting for the results of Nick's PPI. Should be shortly, and then we'll have a green light on that. So I need to go drive it and film it shifting through the gears. That's what he wanted. Okay, we can do that. In order to do that, I need to get this car out of the way. I'm probably gonna move the Roma out of the way because the Roma is just a big car and it takes up a lot of space. And we're gonna put that on we're gonna put the silver car on the 4-post, and then we'll probably finish up the silver car and then actually go drive that as well. So we'll get both cars driven and done. Oh my God, 2 more cars all set. Yes, getting stuff done. Also, we have progress on the shower. Just thought about this. It's close. They think it'll be done tomorrow. Check it out. We have a shower. Wow. It's almost all tiled and everything. Looking good. Alrighty. Not that we'll ever use it, but we have it in case we ever need it for some reason. Okay. All right, YouTube. I was just having I was trying to just wrap up the day and leave, and all of a sudden 5 random things. Well, not 5. Two random things kind of happened. One of them was really weird and annoying, and I'm just super pissed off about it. So we were moving the silver car over to this 2-post lift so that we can finish it up. So we got the interior back in. I should say Alan did. Alan got the interior back in. He's got pretty much almost all put back together. I think we just have the under tray panels and the engine panels, and it's all back together. And then I was gonna go drive it tomorrow, test drive it, and be done with it, and send the invoice and be happy, and the client's gonna receive it a few days later and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the hell's going on. Check this out. This is the weirdest thing ever. So check this out. Here is the windshield wiper stock. And if you notice, all the way up is off, all the way down is fast. This is medium, intermittent, off, okay? Now, I'm gonna put the key in. It's off right now, okay? Yeah, look at it. Intermittent, nothing, doesn't change anything. Normal speed, still running. Fast, oh, they go fast. back to off. I'm gonna bomb this car. It was like, of course, the car was like, you know, I don't feel like leaving yet. I've been in your shop for 3 months or so. I don't want to go home. I'm not ready to go home. I'm gonna break something else randomly. That makes absolutely no sense. Like something we didn't even touch. Like we had nothing to do with the steering column or the windshield wipers or any of that crap. Great. So anyway, I sent the customer an email. I was like, hey, your windshield wipers won't shut off, blah, blah, blah. Do you want us to fix it? Because I don't know. I don't know if it needs a new windshield wiper switch. That's my guess. I feel like that's probably what's broken, is the switch just shorted out or something. Well, on that note, it's Thursday. It's the end of the week. Thank you so much for joining us for this week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars. It's been a crazy week. It's usually crazy. This was a little bit more crazy than normal. So good God. Next week's going to be also kind of crazy because it's Mecum week. And I'm flying out to go look at a car on Tuesday. So Monday, we're taking the cars to Mecum. Tuesday, I'm flying to LA, looking at a car. I fly back Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, Josh is going to be at Mecum because that's when the Charger actually runs. So we need to have someone there. Friday, Josh might stay there. I'm going to probably chill here and work on the shop and do stuff. And then Saturday morning, we have our monthly meetup at 8 in the morning. And then at 10, I'm going to drive up to Mecum and try and get there around like 1 o'clock because I believe the GT40 should be running around like 3 or 4. And then I'm going to stay overnight in Dallas at a hotel. And then Saturday or Sunday morning, if one of the cars didn't sell, I'll go grab the trailer and trailer whatever we didn't sell back home. So it's going to be really busy. Just thinking about it makes me tired. Good God. Well, it's Thursday. It's Thursday Night Live, 8 p.m. Central. Join us then. I'm going to go home right now and drink a beer. I am exhausted. I will see you guys on the live, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate your guys' support. Shut up, you. And we'll see you next week. We're going to be doing a lot of car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.